Alright guys, today we're talking about SBMM, or otherwise known as Superior Black. Alright guys, seriously, SBMM stands for Skill-Based Matchmaking. If you don't know what that is, I'll give you some super convoluted dictionary example of what this word means and throw it up on screen now, but that seems like a lot of effort. So what we're going to do is give you a bunch of examples that are really vague and probably pointless, and then hopefully you just understand what I'm talking about. So the place you've probably heard the term SBMM the most is with Warzone and Call of Duty, right? And everyone talks about Modern Warfare 2019 and how that really introduced the concept of skill-based matchmaking. And by no means is, Modern Warfare 2019 the first game to ever use skill-based matchmaking. It's been around forever. I mean, look at CSGO, like, that's a ranked mode, technically that is skill-based matchmaking, we'll get into that in a minute. But it's really the point where people started to get frustrated by it, right? So what we're going to do today is focus on 3 games, completely different games. We're going to look at Rainbow Six Siege, For Honor, and Rocket League, and we'll talk a bit about Call of Duty just because that's the most, popular example, and talk about how skill-based matchmaking helps and hurts those games, what certain ones of them get right, what ones of them get wrong, and how to just fix the system overall. So let's start with what I know best, Rainbow Six Siege. Right now, I think it's kind of important to address just like time played when talking about these games, just so that you understand where I'm coming from on a skill level, right? So Rainbow Six Siege, I don't know, on PC I probably got like maybe 10 hours, 20 hours on PC, and then on, which I believe this is on PC that you're watching, yeah it is, and then on console, God, I got over 1,000, I think I'm at 1,100 now, so I got a lot, I know what I'm doing, alright, I know how ranked works, I've been playing it since the game launched, alright, and I got this really convoluted graphic that's probably outdated because they change it literally every single season, but we're gonna look at it anyways. So the way MMR works, and if you don't know what MMR is, that's another vocab word for the week, go look it up. It's essentially their ranking system where they take that KD and accuracy and win-loss ratio or score per minute, whatever they decide it to be for that game, and they turn it into a point system and then divide that point system into rankings, right? So with Rainbow Six Siege, whenever the hell this was made, it has, the 1600 and below is copper, 2100 below is bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, top players, right? And so as you go through that, you play games and you get a certain amount of MMR, vocab word, for winning, or you lose MMR for losing, and then you go up and down in the ranks. That's essentially how skill-based matchmaking works, right? Now, if you're like, this is only in ranked modes, I'm getting to that, I'll be there in a minute, don't worry about it, alright? But, so that's MMR and the baseline system what you need to understand. So back in the day, this didn't exist, right? I'm talking like Black Ops 1, Modern Warfare 3, I mean, it existed to an extent, but not as heavily as it does now. Now, obviously now, Rainbow Six Siege for the specific example, right? We're looking at ranked modes. You are choosing to go play ranked against other players who are choosing to go play ranked. So I'm perfectly fine with that. I have no problem with skill-based matchmaking on that front, right? I expect when you're getting a ranking to play against people who are of similar or slightly higher skill levels than you. My problem with this starts is when you take this whole ranking system and apply it to any non-ranked mode. Now, I'll explain that, I'll break it down, I'm trying to, go at a pace to where someone who doesn't know what skill-based matchmaking or MMR is can understand this, so that maybe they'll understand why they're just getting smacked in everything. So our 4 examples that I've chosen to talk about, Rainbow Six Siege, For Honor, Rocket League, and Call of Duty, I've chosen these because they all have different styles of what you want to call the MMR skill-based matchmaking system. So the way Rainbow Six Siege works is that it has that rank system where I just said all that stuff, goes into play, and then you have your casual system, right? And it slightly takes into account your ranking and ranked and tries to pitch you up against people who are relatively similar to ranked than you, and it's done that more and more and more as the game's gone on, just because the player base is getting better and better, but especially in the beginning, not ranked, whatever, playlist you want to call it, newcomer, casual, unranked, whatever you're playing on, would just throw you up against literally anybody, right? And so they could be 1,000 times better than you, they could be 1,000 times worse than you. Now with Rocket League, it uses a very similar system. It has a specified ranked mode that you get rankings in, and then it carries over that ranking to some degree into its casual game modes. But Rocket League is much worse about pitting you up against people who are your skill level every single time, right? With Rainbow Six Siege, if I go play, let's say, 5 casual matches, I'd probably get absolutely smacked maybe 1 or 2 of them just because I get put up against people who are just way better than me. Rocket League, I can't even tell if I'm playing ranked or unranked if I'm not the host, right? I mean, it's just on point all the time in every game, no matter what you're playing, unless you've never gotten ranked before in the game at all. It's just throwing you against people who are better than you or on the same skill level as you. And so the problem with this, and we'll get to the other types of modes here in a minute, is that when I want to play ranked, I want to play ranked, right? I want to try really hard and be really competitive, strategize, and all, depending on whatever game you're playing, and just like be sweaty, right? But then when you're playing casual and all those other game modes, I only got like an hour at the end of the day, and I'm just trying to relax and play some Rocket League or talk about a new game that just came out where we play some Rocket League. I don't want to have to try this hard. And the game constantly using that skill-based matchmaking system gets in the way of that. It's pretty much making you try at 100% or over 100% when it puts you up against people better than you, which it consistently does, all of the time. And so that's the problem with this system of skill-based matchmaking. Now, let's go ahead and get into Call of Duty's system of skill-based matchmaking, which in my opinion is much worse. Now I'm using For Honor clips here because I'm going to talk about For Honor here in a second, and I just don't play Call of Duty because I can't be asked to have that ginormous ass game on my system, and Vanguard sucks. So enjoy some For Honor gameplay while we're here, alright? But my problem with the Call of Duty system is that whether you're playing in Warzone or just regular multiplayer, it has no ranked mode. There is no specified mode that says if you play this, you will get a ranking. At least with Rainbow Six Siege and with Rocket League, you have to at least play your placement matches in the ranked mode and get ranked before we'll start to use that skill-based matchmaking system and pit you up against players similar levels or better than you. In Call of Duty, that's not the case. Like I said, there is no ranked mode, so it just says, oh, all the time you play, it is measuring you, it is, testing you to see how you're doing, and is constantly going to be pitting you up against players on that same skill level. Now, the problem with this is that it's Call of Duty, so 99% of the time I'm playing Call of Duty, I'm not trying to be sweaty, right? Other than when the game first releases, but, because I'm trying to get clips for a video, but other than that, I'm not trying that hard in the Call of Duty game, right? I'm just trying to chill out, have fun, play some Call of Duty, and then get off, go play something else after about 15 minutes because I'm bored. It's the same thing every year. But it is what it is, right? What they do is that you play these matches, and then you go play freaking Warzone, and you just get put up against absolute chats, right? And that's my problem with skill-based matchmaking. It's not that, oh, well, you're not good. I don't have a problem with it if you specify a ranked mode, some type of system saying, hey, I want to be measured and tested on my skill, and I want to be put up against other people who want to do that as well. Don't have a problem with that. My problem is when I'm just trying to play something, and they decide, you know what? Pro League player right here, put him against the hardest people we got, and I gotta be all sweaty, was trying to play an hour before I gotta go sleeps. Alright, that's my problem with skill-based matchmaking. Take something like Escape from Tarkov, for example. If you don't know what that is, go look it up. I mean, I got plenty of videos on the channel at this point about it. Spartan Visions, all that good stuff. And Escape from Tarkov, it's a super hardcore game, and while it seems like you're getting your ass kicked all the time because those are just the types of people who play the game, there's no skill-based matchmaking. Right? Well, just like any other casual mode, or at least how it used to be, you could be playing someone 100 times better than you or 100 times worse than you at any time, right? There's no level. It doesn't matter if you're the best player in the world or the worst player in the world. It's completely random who you play against, right? And that works out so well because, for the average player, you're going to be constantly facing people up and down that scale. You're going to theoretically evenly be beat and evenly beat other people because it is random, right? The problem with skill-based matchmaking, and this really shows in For Honor, is you have that skill-based matchmaking in a casual play system, right? And you get beat, you lose those MMR points, whether they're invisible or shown to you, and you get down to a certain rank. Let's say you're at, I'm just going to make up numbers here, because like For Honor doesn't show you any MMR or ranking system, it just does it behind the scenes, which a lot of games do. But let's say you're at 1500 MMR, right? And you play, we'll use the Rainbow Six Siege currency, which I think it's like 120, we'll make it 100 for easy math. Let's say you lose 5 matches in a row, and you're down to 1000 MMR now, and that drops you a division. Now you're gonna play somebody easier than you after losing 5 matches, right? You're gonna play somebody in like the copper tier instead of the bronze tier, let's say, and you're gonna absolutely smack them, and it's gonna say, oh, okay, they won, 100 MMR, and it's gonna throw you back up into bronze tier, and then you're gonna lose and go down, and then win and go up, and then lose and go down, and then win and go up. And the problem, that works when it's a new game, right? When something brand new comes out, there's enough players, the player base is wide enough, or like a big new update comes out, or just a really popular game. The player base is wide enough to where you're fine with doing that, because you're going to get better along with the player base because the game is new. And grow and constantly, theoretically progress up the ranks. The problem is when your game is however old For Honor is, like 6-7 years old, and only the Mega Chads are playing the game, you're not filtering through the bad people and slowly fighting people on your skill level and leveling up. You're just fighting the Mega Chads. So how do you fix a skill-based matchmaking system, right? Well, there's 2 ways to do it. Get rid of it entirely like we used to, right? I mean, aside from like CSGO and like League of Legends and all those types of games, back in the day, go back, early Xbox One, maybe even pre-Xbox One era, what really had, especially Xbox 360 era and PlayStation 3, what really had a ranked mode, right? It was especially just Call of Duty, I mean, other than like Black Ops 2 and all that stuff, but for the most part, most games didn't have a ranked mode. It was just the game, and that's it. So that's one option. Or option 2, have a ranked mode, and then have your casual mode, and do not intertwine them at all. Right? Now I understand people use casual matches, for example in Rainbow Six Siege, like I do, as warm-up matches, and that's fine for the most part, but in Rainbow Six Siege, I am well above the average player, so I don't have a problem, because when I get those cues, I'm, statistically going to win most of the time. But for, let's say, someone who just got the game, or just the average or below average player who is, like me in For Honor, for example. I'm bad, right, in For Honor. I'm not good. I'm average or below average in For Honor. Let's say you're trying to play Rainbow Six Siege. Now, the player base has had the game for so long. The game's been like fucking year 7 now or something. It's been out for so long. There's so many people playing it that are so high ranks. It's not going to be able to filter you through those low levels in those casual matches, and you're just going to get absolutely smacked in both casual and ranked. And I'm not saying, oh, there's like no coppers and no bronzes and no bad people playing the game, because that's not true. There is. It's just as these games get older, it becomes harder and harder, and the queue times become longer and longer for these not average level ranks, right? And so what the game does, try to adjust for that, is instead of, searching and searching and searching, because that just results in players leaving and not wanting to wait around any longer, it just finds the quickest person they can find after a certain amount of time. And if For Honor actually shows you this, it'll say searching like narrow skill gap, and then wide skill gap, and then it'll just say like any or something like that. And so it, you can actually sit there and see how long it tries to search for somebody within your skill range, and then just gives up and looks for anybody. So do I hate skill-based matchmaking? No, I don't. I think it works when it's done well. Keep your ranked mode and your casual mode completely separate, and you're good. Alright, but that's just my opinion. Some people love skill-based matchmaking, and people are going to be like, oh, well, just get good and you won't be a problem, right? But again, statistically and theoretically, at least 49% of people are going to be in that not good area, or otherwise nobody would be good. There has to be bad people for you to be considered good. And just from a developer standpoint, you don't want 49% of your player base not enjoying your game. because, you know, then you have a cyberpunk issue. But anyways, that's all I have for today. Let me know if you guys like skill-based matchmaking. If you don't like it, if you would like to just go back to no casual rank, just one general game mode, if you like how it is now, or if you kind of just want a mix of the two, or like the system I was explaining. Let me know what you guys think about skill-based matchmaking overall, and I hope you guys enjoyed this one.